Today, I want to speak to those who are standing at the edge of challenge, staring down dreams that seem distant, and wondering if the hard work is worth it. I want to remind you of something simple but powerful. The grind never stops, and neither can you. Every morning we're given a choice. We can either hit snooze on our goals, or we can wake up and fight for the life we believe in. Not just once, not just when it's easy, but every single day, because success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who show up even when the odds are stacked high, even when the world says no, even when you're tired, uncertain, and afraid. The grind is not glamorous. It's often thankless. It's early mornings, late nights, and quiet sacrifices. But it builds something no short cut ever could: character, discipline, resilience. These are the things that shape champions, leaders, and change makers. Not luck, not privilege, not magic, but grit. And let me tell you, the world needs people who won't quit. People who understand that greatness isn't a destination, it's a decision. A decision to keep moving forward when nobody's watching. To believe in your purpose when the crowd goes silent. To keep grinding not for applause, but for impact. So wake up, show up, put in the work. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep pushing. The grind won't stop, and if you stay in the fight, if you stay hungry and humble, neither will your growth. This moment is yours to rise. Let's get to it. Every single day we are faced with a simple but powerful decision. Do we move one step closer to our goals, or do we let the day pass us by? The truth is, greatness is not found in rare, heroic moments. It's built slowly, brick by brick, in the quiet hours when no one is cheering, no one is watching, and there are no trophies being handed out. Daily commitment means showing up even when you don't feel like it, when your energy is low and the progress seems invisible. It's about choosing discipline over comfort, purpose over distraction, and consistency over excuses. Some people wait for motivation to strike, but the most successful individuals understand that motivation is unreliable. What really carries you through is habit. It's the decision to get up early and work on your craft, to push through the mental fog, and to do what needs to be done, whether or not it feels good. Each time you choose to take action, no matter how small, you are making a deposit into your future. These daily actions compound. They may seem insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, they build momentum that's hard to stop. This kind of commitment demands self-awareness and honesty. It's easy to talk about dreams and goals, but it's far harder to live them out day after day. Life will test your focus. There will be distractions, setbacks, and temptations to quit or delay. But each day offers a chance to recommit, to remember why you started, and to remind yourself that growth lives in the effort, not in the outcome alone. Showing up daily also means embracing the grind without expecting instant results. We live in a world obsessed with speed, with quick wins and overnight success stories. But behind every true success, there's a long, often invisible road of consistent work. The people who win are the ones who decide to keep showing up, to keep learning, to keep building, even when it's not glamorous, even when no one is applauding. That's the power of daily commitment. It's quiet. It's steady, but over time it changes everything. The grind is not glamorous. It's not something that comes with fanfare or flashing lights. It's often repetitive, exhausting, and unrecognized. But if you want to achieve something meaningful, whether it's building a career, starting a business, mastering a skill, or simply becoming a better version of yourself, you have to embrace it. The grind is where the real work happens. It's where growth is forged, not in moments of ease, but in the relentless pursuit of progress, even when no one is watching and no immediate rewards are in sight. Too often, people chase the highlight reel, the final product, the applause, the finish line. But what they don't see are the countless hours behind the scenes, the early mornings when you force yourself out of bed, The late nights when you're the last one still working, the times you fail and have to start again stronger. That's the grind. It doesn't ask for permission, and it doesn't wait for ideal conditions. It demands that you show up regardless of how you feel. And when you do that, when you lean into that discomfort and choose to keep pushing, you start to separate yourself from the crowd. Because here's the truth, anyone can show up when it's convenient, but it's the ones who stay consistent during the hard, boring, and unremarkable moments who build something that lasts. The grind doesn't just test your stamina, it tests your mindset. It asks, are you in this for the long haul? Can you keep going when there's no recognition, when your results come slower than expected, when it feels like no one believes in you but you? This is where character is built. This is where mental toughness is born. Every time you embrace the grind instead of avoiding it, you develop resilience. You become more disciplined, more focused, more prepared for whatever comes next. Over time, this process transforms you. It doesn't just help you win, it makes you worthy of winning, so you don't shy away from the grind, you welcome it, because you understand it's not the obstacle, it's the way. In a world that often glorifies speed and convenience, it's tempting to look for shortcuts to success. We're surrounded by stories of overnight achievements, viral fame, and instant wealth. And it can create the illusion that there's an easier path if only we find the right hack or trick. But the truth is, there are no real shortcuts. Anything worth having real mastery, lasting success, deep confidence, has to be earned the hard way. There is no substitute for doing the work. Shortcuts might offer temporary gains, but they often come at the cost of depth, integrity, and sustainability. They can leave you unprepared when challenges arise because you've skipped the very process that builds your foundation. Discipline, perseverance, and patience aren't optional. They are essential. They are the tools that forge true excellence, and those tools are only developed through consistent, intentional effort over time. That's why the people who succeed in the long run aren't always the most talented or the most fortunate. They're the ones who show up, stay focused, and refuse to cut corners. There's something powerful that happens when you commit to the full journey instead of trying to rush through it. You learn things you wouldn't have learned otherwise. You gain experience that can't be taught, only lived. You develop a kind of inner strength that only comes from facing challenges head on and refusing to quit. That process changes you. It deepens your understanding of what you're capable of and builds a quiet confidence that isn't shaken by setbacks. So while others are searching for the easy way out, stay on the path of real effort. Put in the hours, do the hard reps. Take the time to learn, to grow, to struggle, and to improve, because every step you take without a shortcut strengthens you. Every challenge you face with patience instead of panic teaches you something valuable. And eventually, when your moment comes, when the opportunity presents itself, you won't just be ready. You'll be prepared in a way that no shortcut could have ever made possible. That's the difference between winning temporarily and building something that lasts. There's a common misconception that in order to succeed, you have to be perfect, that every move must be flawless, every decision airtight, every performance exceptional. But the truth is, perfection is a myth. It's an illusion that keeps too many people stuck, afraid to act, afraid to fail, afraid to even begin. The ones who rise, the ones who ultimately win, are not the ones who do everything perfectly. They're the ones who keep going in spite of their imperfections. They are resilient. Resilience is the ability to get knocked down and still stand up stronger. It's the mindset that says, even if I mess up today, I'll be back tomorrow. That kind of strength can't be faked, and it can't be rushed. It's earned through experience, through setbacks, failures, and disappointments. Resilient people aren't deterred by mistakes. In fact, they see mistakes as necessary steps in the learning process. Each time they stumble, they gather something new, insight, clarity, a better strategy. And with each bounce back, they grow tougher, smarter, more equipped to face what's next. Waiting until you feel perfectly ready is just another way of procrastinating. The real world doesn't wait for perfection. It rewards action. And often, it's the messy, imperfect attempts that lead to the breakthroughs. You don't need to have it all figured out to make progress. You just need the courage to take the next step, even if your voice shakes or your hands tremble. That step forward, however small, builds momentum, and momentum builds belief. Resilience also means holding onto your vision even when the results don't come quickly. It means trusting the process during the quiet, slow periods when no one else seems to notice your effort. There will be times when you question your path, when doubt creeps in and progress feels invisible. But if you stay focused and keep showing up, especially in those moments, you prove to yourself that you're in it for the long haul. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to grow, to improve, and to stay in the fight no matter how many hits you take. Because at the end of the day, it's not perfection that wins the race, it's resilience. It's the ability to keep going, to learn from the falls, and to rise each time, a little more unstoppable than before. In a world driven by likes, followers, and applause, it's easy to get caught up in the desire for recognition. We often measure our progress by external approval, looking to others to validate our efforts and tell us we're on the right path. But the truth is, if your purpose is rooted in applause, your motivation will fade the moment the noise dies down. Real success, lasting, meaningful success, comes when your actions are driven by purpose, not praise. When you are purpose-driven, your work becomes bigger than ego, bigger than vanity, bigger than just proving a point. It becomes about impact, about service, about contribution. It means you're not just grinding for a paycheck or a pat on the back. You're showing up because there's something inside you that believes in what you're doing. That kind of drive doesn't disappear when things get tough. It doesn't crumble under criticism or slow down when the crowd turns away. Purpose keeps you anchored when everything else feels unstable. There's a different kind of power in doing the work because it matters to you, not because someone else is watching. That's when your focus sharpens. That's when your creativity flows freely. That's when you start to lead from a place of authenticity. You're not trying to fit into someone else's mold or live up to someone else's timeline. You're building something real, something that reflects your values and your voice. You're becoming the kind of person who shows up for the mission, not the attention. And that matters because the applause will come and go. People will praise you one day and forget you the next. But your purpose, that stays, that's what gets you out of bed on the hard days. That's what keeps you grounded when success starts to rise. When you lead with purpose, your grind becomes more than just a routine. It becomes a calling. And in answering that call, you create something far more powerful than any moment of fame. You create a legacy. So don't chase the noise. Don't let your effort depend on whether or not someone else sees it. Show up because it means something to you, because it's worth it, because even in silence, purpose speaks louder than praise ever could. Staying in the fight is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not just about starting strong. It's about finishing, even when the road gets rough, even when the progress slows, even when doubt creeps in. Success doesn't belong to those who never fall. It belongs to those who refuse to stay down. The truth is, the grind will test you. It will stretch you, challenge you, and wear you down. But if you stay in the fight, if you keep showing up, keep pushing, keep believing, your growth becomes inevitable. There will be moments when the effort feels invisible, when your work feels unrewarded, and you begin to wonder if it's all worth it. That's when most people give up, when the results don't come fast enough, or when the obstacles seem too great. But if you can push through those moments, you start to develop something no shortcut can ever give you: inner strength. The kind that no failure can shake, no critic can take away. You begin to trust yourself more deeply. You begin to realize that success isn't just a goal, it's a habit, a choice, a mindset. Staying in the fight is about commitment, not comfort. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself, even when no one else does. It's about honoring your goals when it's hard, not just when it's exciting. And over time, that commitment becomes your advantage, because while others stop, stall, or switch paths at the first sign of struggle, you keep going. You build momentum, you build resilience, and eventually you build a result that can't be ignored. So don't stop, don't slow down, don't let fear, fatigue, or failure convince you to settle. You've come too far to turn back now. You've already proven you can take a hit. Now prove you can finish the round. Keep grinding, keep growing, keep fighting, because every ounce of effort, every setback you overcome, and every step you take forward is bringing you closer to what you've been working for. Wake up and win. The grind never stops, and neither do you.